Микрофон от Дестра. И мы начинаем игру.
The man, the myth, the legend, Michael Charles Edward Mahaffey. What are you turning 30 or 29? What is it?
30.
30.
Yeah.
He's turning 30. This today. Stay tuned to find out more about this man. That was all off the top of my head.
That's fantastic.
Welcome everybody to the podcast. It is Mike's birthday. Happy birthday, Mike.
Thank you very much, and thank you, chat.
Happy birthday, Mike. Look here. Happy birthday.
Let's go.
Confetti.
Let's go.
Little stringy thingies.
Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Also.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
And yes, I will be doing that multiple times tonight.
Good. Good to know.
Welcome everybody. You know what? Just for extra, there's another one. You know.
We're just like, what the heck is going on?
What's the explosions happening? It smells good. He's like, all right, I'm here, I'm awake. Welcome everybody to the podcast. It is episode. What did I even? I don't even think I put episode on
episode
the thing.
3, season 2. Awesome. Well, happy birthday to your kid's brother. Happy birthday. It's that's awesome. Love
The
my
big
fellow
3-0.
April 29th, baby.
Let's go. Not the full
dude,
government
right?
name. Yes, the full government name every time.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite
30s
things.
Are commencing.
That was one of my favorite things when I was looking at, like, when we would fly together. When I looked at your, like, airline ticket, it said your full government name. I'm like, dang, there's so much name there.
I told you what happened with that, right?
No, what happened?
Like the office called me and they were like, "Do you go by Mike or Michael?" And I was like, whichever one's easier. Usually Michael." And they're like, "Okay, cool. So when you fly, do you use your full name?" And I was like, "Are you talking about Michael?" And I was like, "Yeah, I usually try and use my full name because the government will freak out about it."
Yeah.
But
they were talking about your middle
okay,
names
we'll put
too.
your entire name. Yeah. So it was always packed in the little sliver.
Let's go.
Yeah. Cheers, Dingus.
Dingus, I thought
All
it was
downhill
when
from
you.
here.
I thought it was when you hit 40. It was over the hill and then you're downhill.
I don't know.
They're moving the goalposts on us, Mike.
Yeah, right. The life expectancy is going down rapidly.
But happy birthday to Mike.
Thank you.
Congratulations on level up, level 30.
Yeah. Right. Who'd have thought?
We'll see if I make it to level 30. I don't.
Oh,
It's a grind. It's a grind for sure.
What do you like?
29 this year.
2 years? 29 this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're right there.
But yeah. Podcast.
25 LOL.
Freaking
Yeah,
episode 3,
right?
season 2. Maggie, are you watching? If not, I can
30's
change
actual
it.
peak. I think my back pain says. Yeah, there
Wait,
you go.
Yo,
What's
what up,
up,
Jack? I forgot to put season 2, episode 3. Season 2, ep 3. Can't change
Let's
it.
go.
Only I can change the title?
Which makes it. Oh man! Wait, no, never mind.
What?
We're good. I was thinking that season 1 was 57 episodes, but it wasn't.
Nope.
And I was
Season 1's
about to
52.
Freak out.
Not tonight, Jack. We are just talking tonight.
Bread loaves and how to change the time. There you go.
Let's see. Oh yeah, she's making bread
go.
again. It's so good.
Nice.
It's so
Bread.
good. It's bread. Make this bread. Well, welcome in everybody. I hope everybody's having a good week. Hope you had a good weekend. Got that rest. Somebody at work this week told me, they were like, I had an old boss that would say, "Why are you so tired on Monday? You had Saturday, Sunday to get recharged." And I was like,
Bro.
that's crazy because I ain't out here just laying around on a Saturday,
No.
Sunday. I got my own crap to do,
Yeah. Exactly. That's when your life starts.
This music is funky and beep boop.
Beep boopy.
Let me turn it down a
Nice.
little.
What song?
I have no idea. It's just Stream Safe Bangers is what it's called.
There you go.
So, but
Nice.
yeah, I do not feel that sentiment of being overly rested on a Monday. I feel like Mondays are like, you got to wind up for a Monday.
You got to sober up.
Yeah, you got to.
I mean, you had all Sunday.
You got to
but still.
sober up, or just keep drinking.
Yeah,
Hey.
don't have to get sober if you don't.
If you don't stop
drinking.
drinking. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having a good Monday. I hope if your Monday sucked, that it can get better starting now.
Your sucky day is almost over.
It's almost over.
Ending with us.
We're close. And if it's, what is it, New Zealand? It's already tomorrow. So
There you go. New Zealand's
go.
like, don't come to this day. It's just as bad.
Don't do it. I'm gonna come. It's like that reminded me of the Kamala Harris,
Right.
Joe Biden thing. Have you seen the like DJs doing the like
Oh,
doing
yeah.
mixing a song and then making that the drop.
Yeah,
So, like,
right.
the Kamala Harris part is like, "Don't come," and then it's like, "Do do 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 do," and then it like stops. "I'm gonna come," and just like,
Yeah, freaking great. Ooh, Jack, happy early birthday, my guy.
yeah,
5
Jack's
days.
got a birthday
Like,
coming up,
tomorrow's 5 days.
but he's having a Fortnite
Very
birthday
nice.
party.
Very nice. Yes.
What kind of birthday party are you gonna have, Mike? What
Bro,
kind of
I had
let's
I got-
rephrase the question. What kind of birthday party would you have if you could just have a birthday party like you were 10? You know?
Man, if I had okay, so first thing I would get everybody like energy drinks.
Yep.
Because all my friends are getting up to 30 like me.
Mhm.
And so we need energy.
Yeah.
I would probably just get all my friends, let's see. Hopefully
Chicken
it's raining.
Parmesan. Hopefully it's raining. Was it
Yeah.
raining today in Oklahoma?
No, it didn't rain today, but it rained for like the last 3 days.
Yeah, you got
but
like
I
severe
think, honest to goodness,
severe thunderstorm or severe
Bro, I got a
weather.
whole freaking story, multiple stories about that.
Oh, let's go.
No, if I had a birthday, it would probably be just a giant Nerf gun fight with my friends.
Mm.
You know, if it was a party, because like,
Yeah.
especially being an introvert and being older now, there has to be a good reason to go to a party. You know,
Sure.
you can't just be mingling. You got to be trying to kill somebody.
Yeah, I don't want to just stand there and talk to people.
Right. Or you can if you can't carry on a conversation while having a Nerf gun fight, like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? dude?
Not a good friend.
Come on. Yeah.
Get those people out of your life.
Also, and then in between, Nerf gun rounds
Mhm.
would be just like probably a Star Wars Battlefront bracket of some kind.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Tequila shots.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Tequila and Nerf guns sounds like
As-
such a good time.
as
Hey,
the
drink
bracket-
responsibly, people. Yeah.
As the
That
bracket
sounds like
proceeds,
so much fun.
you just like can't even see. You're like, am I the top or bottom screen?
Bro, I think
like,
I've had that.
Why am I seeing two screens? It's because of split screen.
Whoa.
Oh, I forgot. They do that now?
Well, these graphics look so good. They haven't updated since 2005. Are you kidding me?
They
Like-
were way ahead of their time. Go for it, Jack. My wife and I can attest to the drunken Nerf battles. Oh, frick, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I haven't even considered that. If there's
Dude,
a pool involved too,
I used
Let's freaking
to
go.
go to Walmart and just buy the most like outrageous Nerf guns and bring them back to Joy, and we would have little Nerf battles. That was so
oh,
fun.
that's so cute.
It was so fun. I
love
bought
that.
and then I would like buy her a gun,
Hello.
and then I would buy the better one, and because I'm the older brother and I can't
Bro,
be.
you're buying them.
I
You're
got a
buying 'em. What are you
reputation to
supposed
uphold,
do?
so I bought a battery powered minigun. It was it had like a
Ooh,
belt
very
fed
nice.
minigun, and it would
remember that
wind
one.
up, and it was like do 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 do.
Oh
It was
man,
it
yeah,
was,
no,
a little much.
That's why I loved
Um,
having a nephew, is because I was
yeah.
like, I can buy this really nice Nerf gun and be like, oh, it's for him.
Yeah, it's for red.
He doesn't even know how to use it.
What's up,
Oh,
Mrs. Dingus?
That being said, just a time to ooh, there you go, Jack. I bet you do. Just a good time to good excuse to party and unwind.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I
love
would
it.
do.
I love it.
But the fact that I would have to schedule everybody, that's never gonna happen. That's the biggest problem.
That's the
right
hardest
now.
part, and the most
Yeah.
disappointing part about getting old is like it's so much harder to get everybody together for a weekend thing or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, that would be my ideal party. Otherwise, probably watching stupid movies and making fun of them.
Yeah.
Also, is on the list.
Next question. Cake, ice cream cake. What kind of cake? What was that?
So, oh, you haunted?
You okay? Jiminy Christmas.
Jack, are you okay? So my favorite. Oh, interesting, sexy. My favorite Man, can you imagine if like somebody on YouTube's just watching me call somebody in chat sexy? Uh, my favorite cake is dirt cake by far.
Ooh.
Which is kind of both of it's almost ice cream and actual cake had a baby.
Explain that for the people that don't know.
It's basically, what is it? It's a type of pudding and Oreos, and it looks like dirt. And it is so freaking good.
With the gummy worms?
Occasionally gummy worms. My parents in the past have made like dioramas integrating the dirt cake that have been just so cute. Putting army soldiers in there.
Oh
I think one year my dad made a like pro wrestling ring out of it.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. I want like a cake with like excavators and bulldozers and stuff
right?
digging in the cake. You, wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah. Dude, that would be
speaking of excavators and digging stuff, we'll get a little off topic, little bunny trail here, but
sure.
I saw an Instagram reel. Doesn't really matter where I saw it, but I saw a video on the internet.
Sure.
But it was like a huge shop full of dudes our age and older playing with RC like trucks and tractors and mini X's, and they had like a full-on like gravel pit going on, like crushers, and they had semi trucks backing stuff in and like dropping stuff off, and they were loading other like dump trucks, and I was like, where do I go? Sign me up,
bro. Two things. One, why haven't we just made that technology for an actual excavator? Get all the guys out of there, safe distance. And secondly, do you get like Kevin's fascination with RC planes now?
A little bit. I just know that like you can't crash a excavator,
That's true. Kevin's like, watch me. Oh man, love you, Kevin. But that was pretty fun, dude.
There's an idea for Spud. Who's Spud? That sounds like a good guy. But okay, so dirt cake.
Done.
Dirt cake is the favorite.
Oh yeah, that's my absolute favorite.
Interesting. I do love a good dirt cake. That's a good pick.
In between thank you. In between ice cream and cake, which one would you want? I'm
not a big fan of putting the ice cream and the cake together.
Sure.
You know how they like, here's cake and ice cream. I like them separate. But I like one of my favorite cakes is Tres Leches cake.
Oh yeah.
It's like a Mexican milk. It's very, if you're weird at textures and you don't like soggy stuff, it's probably not for you. Because it's literal like chocolate cake, like soaked with 3 milk. I get 3 different kinds of milk, I guess. I don't know how it's made. It's delicious.
But you don't like when the ice cream and cake touches.
I don't like it's not the touching, it's the cold ice cream. And it's they just don't like, the cake disappears faster than like you try to eat them at the same time and it doesn't work.
There you go. Well, yeah, that's a good one. I think I've had Tres Leches once before, and it's really good.
It's delicious.
Yeah. Okay, wait. What about cookie skillet with ice cream?
Cookie cake with ice cream is different, but cake with ice cream.
Dude. Cookie cake. That takes me back. For a long time growing up, every New Year's we would get cookie cake. So that just, they're associated with me, and I miss that.
The nostalgia just hit my card.
Yeah, right. Cookie skillet with ice cream. What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, I would do cookie cake and ice cream for sure.
Yeah.
Go for it, Jack.
Is there any Great American Cookie Superior? There you go.
I don't know what that is.
I don't think I do either. Is there any dessert that you think is overrated?
Pie. Not a huge pie guy.
You said that, but yeah, no, I'm not down with pie.
Fruit pies, I should say.
Unfortunately.
It's like a good chocolate,
That's my nickname in high
like
school.
chocolate cream pie, key lime pie. Cheesecake is overrated. Here's a funny story. Here's a funny birthday story. Maggie had a birthday on the 24th.
Yes, happy
and
birthday, Maggie.
I stopped off at the store. Did I say this? Did I tell you guys this already?
I haven't heard it.
Okay. Well, I stopped off at the store, got flowers, got a cake, and what I picked up what I thought was carrot cake because Maggie had tried it for the first time a couple weeks back, and she was like, "Wow, this is really good." And I was like, "Oh, I'll just get her that again." And I accidentally picked up a cheesecake. It was a carrot cheesecake.
Ooh. Oh boy.
And she can't eat cheesecake.
Man,
so I
that
show
sucks.
up and I was like, frick. And I already
you
got
go.
it. So she like had there was like actual carrot cake on the bottom and then like the cheesecake filled the rest. And so,
overrated.
but the good news there is that any birthdays pretty much from this point forward, I can only get better. You know what I mean?
It's all up from here, man.
It's all uphill from here.
Yeah.
Cheese. I like a good turtle cheesecake, but just like plain cheesecake with like drizzle, that just isn't. It's not for me. Maybe like a cheesecake bite. I feel like a whole slice of cheesecake is just too much for me.
Sure. Have you had those? Oh wait, no, those are like okay. They're called cake balls. Have you ever had those before?
I have had a cake ball before.
Yeah. No, those are great.
Those are pretty tasty. They're intense.
Whenever you said like cheesecake bite, I was like, oh, like that, and then I remembered those were cake bites, not cheesecake bites. Yeah, I can't get behind cheesecake mainly because the texture is very similar to dirt cake, and I'm like, I would just rather have that.
Yeah, lemon cheesecake with blueberry topping is gonna have to be my go-to going forward. That sounds
go.
delicious. I would try a slice of that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Over
into
here having
fruit.
more
I'm not
ingredients
into
than
fruity
just sugar.
desserts. Yeah, why would I put fruit in my already?
What am I on a
delicious-
diet?
Yeah. Am I trying to make my dessert healthy? No, I'm just. However, I do like peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That
What's the
peach.
difference
Okay.
between cobbler and pie? Is there a difference?
I don't think cobbler has a bottom,
Okay.
like a crust on the bottom. Maggie
Okay, yeah.
probably knows, but I think pie is like a crust with a top, and then I think a cobbler is just the filling, and then like a top. Maybe I'm wrong.
Gotcha. Cobbler
has a
I like-
crumble.
I like
Okay.
crumble.
Pie has a crust.
It's weird. I like cobbler.
I do like.
I don't- I'm not-
I like a
yeah.
good cobbler.
That's because I'm
Apple
Southern boy at
crisp
heart.
over keep. Yeah, I do declare. The crumble is better.
I'll say it.
I'll say it.
Cobbler is
How do you get away without
divine.
paying your slaves?
Yeah, sorry, chat. Looks like this is a no cheesecake.
Yeah, sorry for all the cheesecake lovers out
All
there.
for you guys. Y'all
More
can have
cheesecake for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like a good old classic. If I'm just gonna get cake, it's like a good old classic, like vanilla or chocolate cake with whipped frosting. Like that's all you can ask for me.
Yeah.
But I don't like a buttercream frosting all that well.
Remember anything about the yeah, there you go.
Cobbler is something that
Just
gives me that
gaining
no
consciousness
thanks
in
kind
the
of
middle of a party is the chocolate cobbler.
Yeah,
Is
get one.
that's yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'd have to say I agree.
Chocolate
I can't do-
cobbler is a core. What is chocolate cobbler?
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't remember anything else about it, the event, but the cobbler was bomb. What's chocolate cobbler?
He's just into buttercream. Wait, what's
Yeah, I'm not a buttercream frosting kind of guy. I like whipped. Just like a good whipped frosting.
Yeah, me too.
Same with bread pudding. Ick. Bread pudding's mid. We
Oh,
should
it
have
is
done
butter.
we should have did like a tier list.
Yeah, no kidding. We're describing a tier list. Oh man.
Just whipped. Anyway, cake. Whipped frosting is buttercream. I don't know what the difference is, but there's a different there's a different kind of whipped frosting. So Mike would know
Buttermilk
what
has
this.
more of a taste. Yeah. than
The Reese's
the regular one.
whipped frosting is what I have yet to have that since I left Oklahoma, and I fear that it'll never happen unless I go back to Oklahoma. But Reese's
Gonna
whipped
send you a
frosting.
day-
It's
I'm gonna send you a next day care package thing.
yeah. Go to Reese's and ask for a tub. You have to go to the bakery, and they'll load up a big Tupperware of whipped frosting.
And when I say tub, I mean go buy a bathtub and send that full of whipped cream. How does one whip frosting?
With a whip, obviously. A whisk, yeah.
Yeah, whisked.
A whisk, whisk it.
Whisk
You got to
it for the
whisk it.
biscuit.
Oh man, you beat me to it.
That. Yeah, little do you know, I've always had a speech impediment.
Well, little did you know. Happy birthday.
Got him.
Bet you weren't expecting that. Reginald's like, what the hell is going on?
What is going on?
So shouldn't it be whisked frosting? Nah, it's whipped. I don't know. It's like whipped cream.
I mean, probably. Am I gonna change
Shouldn't
it?
cheesecake be called cheese pie? I agree with that statement.
No. Yeah. Shouldn't cheesecake be called disgusting?
So it's beaten frosting. It's domestically abused frosting.
Got it. Understood. We gotta change some of these names.
Assault that frosting.
Oh, sorry, Jack.
Okay, Mike, we gonna fight.
That just means there's more for you, my guy. I don't know what we're
it's
fighting
his
about.
birthday. That's
It's my birthday. Let's fight.
assault frosting. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, man.
You got to put your
they're gonna get banned.
assault vest on and just freaking go to town on that thing. Wow.
Also, curious with you, what would your ideal birthday party be?
My ideal birthday party, man, is similar to yours. Because let me take you back to childhood, Justin. All right.
Okay.
When I was maybe 7 years old, my mom threw a birthday party for me in the middle of summer because my birthday is in December, and it's really hard to get people to get together in December. And it's cold. So, however, she made me like a military birthday, and I actually talked to her about this, and she did not remember a thing about it. She was like, I don't remember doing any of that. And I was like, well, this is a core memory for me, so whatever. But she made like, she called it swamp juice, and it was like green Kool-Aid. It was just like green, it was just green. And then we dressed up and like painted our faces, and then we just snuck around and pretended that we were like
Let's go.
Green Beret, like Navy SEALs with our
awesome.
fake guns. And it was like a core memory. So I'll probably do that again.
Dude,
Or
sign me up.
anything involving blowing things up. If we could just get like everybody bring $200 worth of tannerite, and we all put it together into the same one, and then we shoot it at the same time, and then we leave we actually get the government involved, and they show up, and they're like, "What the heck was that?" And we're like, well, "I don't know." Like that's the size of explosion I want to have.
You gotta find a way
Hold
to
on.
combine those two.
Sexy Bigfoot has access to C4.
Oh, really?
Send me a message after the podcast.
Yeah, let's find out. Let's hang out.
He said, "Don't tell anybody."
man.
Assault frosting only used in combat situations. Exactly, bro. Can you imagine you break into somebody's house, right? Round a corner, pitch black, right? You get absolutely just bopped in the face by like a thick, sugary, tasty substance, and it's in your eyes and you can't see. And it's because I'm standing there in my underwear, one hand completely covered in chocolate frosting, and I have just speedball a chunk of it to your face, and then now what? You know?
Yeah, right. You're just in underwear and nods.
Yeah. And
your other hand
and
is
then
holding a gun.
he does one of these, and he wipes it out of his eyes, and he opens his eyes, and it's just me standing there, tub of Reese's frosting, my 9mm in my waistband of my undergarments, and one hand covered in frosting. Sexy Bigfoot. Yeah, maybe I don't. Maybe I leave the can of whipped frosting, and he just has to imagine. I feel like that would be an effective strategy,
bro. That's that party you had. I had a very similar one. It was me and let's see, probably 10 of my friends from Boy Scouts. We all grabbed a bunch of Nerf guns, a bunch of airsoft guns, and we went to that spooky road.
Yeah.
But we got like, okay, now the car couldn't have been driving because my dad's a stickler for safety. But we basically like we're in a van, popped the doors open, and just everybody like got out, spread out, and just ran down a hill.
Yeah.
And we assaulted it. It was so awesome, man.
Like a SWAT team piling out of a van.
A SWAT team of completely green Boy Scouts. It was a good time. But yeah, dude. You have to do, huh?
Oh, I was just gonna say, you got back to the van. You're like, I wittily shot 75 bad guys.
For real, this was legitness. Let's see, geez. We gotta set you that thing up. But basically, you move through an area. Well, first off, you gotta let everybody know that you're doing this because unfortunately, we're not children anymore and can get arrested for disturbing the peace.
Yes, you can.
So, you gotta let people know, but you gotta drop in, do basically what you were saying, move to, like, tactically move to a range that has like a rifle or pack a rifle, and then you just have a Nerf gun out. But you're the only one. But you get to the range, and then you shoot the tannerite. Then you have to get out.
Yes. How about this? We find somebody that's got like 100 acres. Okay. This is like a 3-month this is like a 3-month project. Okay. We build a structure of some sort, or we build a maze of used tires. And you have to infiltrate said maze of used tires, aka the enemy HQ, plant said tannerite into enemy HQ.
Ooh, yeah.
Retreat back to the hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Conveniently actual firearms.
Conveniently located to look down into enemy HQ so you can see the tannerite you planted, and then blow the tannerite up with firearm.
Okay.
And or
I love it.
C4 that Sexy Bigfoot gave us.
Yeah, right? Okay, this is what I love that. Let's have the enemy HQ next to an airfield so Kevin can actually fly us out of there and we shoot it as we fly.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Frick, man.
Now we're talking.
Now we're freaking talking. That deserves a.
Oh man.
I'm gonna just see how many of those I can pop off before the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
I've got more. But no, that sounds like a dude. I don't know if I'm hardcore enough, but I feel like Heather's here. What'd I miss?
Yeah.
It's Mike's birthday.
Bidet.
It's Mike's bidet. That's a double blow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Mike.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Miss Heather. Jeez, so much is happening.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday.
Sounds like you missed your opportunity to go to war. I mean, whoa, geez, maybe. You never know. Ooh, hype train.
Whoa.
Let's go.
Maggie, thanks for those 200 bits. Heather, thanks for those 500 big old bitties.
Oh man. So nice.
Listen, but those like war simulator airsoft tournament things. You know what I'm talking about? Like they're like they go to like a place and there's tanks and like it's all official, and that would be so much fun. I don't know if I'm hardcore enough. But
the only thing with those is like there's guys who take it way too seriously.
That's what I'm saying. Is like there's guys that get way too into it, and it's like, listen, I'm just trying to shoot fake bad guys, okay?
Right. We're out here to have fun and play Ghost Recon in real life.
Yeah, I can say racial slurs.
Yeah.
Those are LARPers.
Listen, it's only LARPing. Well, geez, those guys are. I can't say what I think those guys are, but you ruined Battlefield.
They did it. Ruin Battlefield. No, I say that all the time. I'll just say like they did it to ruin Battlefield, and I'm like, man, I got to show you that video at least. And so I forced her to watch that one episode of Battlefield Friends, just so she could know the joke. You know, you used to be white.
You did. What does that have to do with anything? I just started like literally yesterday. I am 30 years old right now as we speak. That's how old is Heather.
How old do you feel?
I literally just started watching Duralities and Associates again because Justin and I were quoting it at each other.
Yeah.
Oh, I am like so jittery. You can't see it, but I'm like stimming in the background.
Mike's got his fidget spinner.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is amazing.
Should I blow on this little thing more to help with the stimulation?
Oh, that'll definitely help with the stimulation.
I've got more poppers if that helps too.
I like the poppers a lot because they sound like gunfire, and I'm into that.
Yeah.
Miss Heather, yes, I'm very much looking forward to this. I have a good mentality going into this decade.
Yeah.
Just it's 30. It's interesting.
Just listen to your heart.
If
That's what I do.
hear pops twice as that. Oh man. I mean, I would love to have the pops in surround sound. Actually, I could do that. But
I should. I can mail you one of these if you want.
That's okay. I got my other one.
But
I
Mike, the 30s, the dirty 30s. I feel like Mike's was in his dirty 20s.
Yeah.
Mike's been dirty since birth, baby. When did you know you were dirty? Since birth.
Pigpen's based on me. Such real bad for me. Yeah, half of my 20s sucked, and then the other half were amazing. But yeah,
I've been doing pretty good.
Good.
I'm not trying to brag or nothing, but I don't remember. I think if you just forget about them, then you're good.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't see. It's just this.
Traumatized,
When I'm 60 years old, I'm gonna be like, man, yesterday, me and my buddy Mike had a podcast, and we may, honestly, if we're both 60 and still doing a podcast, that'd be awesome. But I feel like it might not get that far. However, it would have been like maybe 20 years ago. And I'm like, I don't remember what year it was. I just know I did it, and that's how I am.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, when did you graduate high school? I don't know. I did though. I know I did.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. That's just how it is.
There's no written record of you attending and passing high school.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
I mean, I think with my 20s there were definitely some lows. I'm almost out of my 20s. But I feel like 20s was a good, like, get jobs, learn a lot, travel a little. Actually, I traveled a lot.
Yeah.
And then, just, like, learn how to be a good person.
Yeah. My, my 20s were just darkness for like 4 years straight, 5 years, and then I came out of it with a little bit of shining light, and then all good things since then.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Let's see.
Jack, you just got to
Baby.
keep practicing.
Sorry, I just saw that. I didn't know you hate that. I might do that.
Yeah, I hate when she's like, "Oh, you're just a little baby." But I know something that you hate, so you better watch it. I know the magic words, the cursed words.
Who, me?
No, I do.
No, you know the cursed words for me or for Maggie?
For you. I
you
also know
that.
some for Maggie, but I think probably, I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah, I have the forbidden saying that I came up with. And
it's the nuke codes for me.
it turns Mike.
Man, if I ever get in a fight, I'm gonna need you to like, hey Mike.
I'll get behind you and I'll be like, say the magic words in your ear, and you'll be like, "Ah!" And I'll have to run away. You start swinging.
Oh man.
Like I would help you, Mike, but you can't. All you see is red, and you have no facial recognition in those moments.
Everything's red. It's cool. Everything goes red. It's like I'm wearing tinted glasses.
Yeah, Joe says there's no time and
Joe
space.
Oh, does Joe get triggered by that?
Yeah, there
That's
is
funny.
now. They made a time zone for the moon, or they're working on it.
Now there's time.
Now they put man-made time on the moon.
Oh man.
Blocking
That's
that blue
great.
light. But yeah, I don't know what we were just talking about. It's science for sure. Let's talk about this. Partial R&R news. Frickin' Nader's been flying by Nebraska and all them places. R&R.
Bro.
Not trying to be insensitive, but R&R.
Yeah, that's just bad news.
That's bad neuse. Total.
Yeah, Mike,
You had some storms. Tell us about it. Now to Mike
Yeah,
with the weather.
We're all gonna die. No, it's been a hectic last weekend. It started Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All had storms. Although Sunday was the least tornadic, but Friday, obviously, there were storms. We did not have it nearly as bad as who was it? Nebraska.
Yeah.
And they had one of the most nasty looking giant tornadoes I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen a nader that big since Joplin.
Yeah, and even Joplin was like it looked more contained, I want to say. It didn't look as sporadic, and the sporadic ones, that's been a word in my vocabulary for a long time.
Get with the program, Heather. It's tornadic out there.
Let's see. But yeah, some amazing footage from that tornado. I think it was only an EF4.
Gee, my bad.
There's talks. So, little history. The F scale went from 0 to 12.
Yeah.
It was called the Fujita scale, and they used it to represent how
many Fs are given during the tornado?
exactly. That's how many times you're gonna say F in a tornado storm. It was represented represented the damage that was done
Is it
from the
FPS?
tornado. Yeah.
The Fs per second. Goodness.
Just F5. And so we went to it went up to 12, but that's because Fujita was he was
after the Dragon Balls.
scaling. Huh?
Vegeta was after the Dragon Balls, wasn't he?
No, he was measuring damage after Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
After he went Kami Kami Ka?
Yeah, exactly. After America summoned the sun.
After America went Super Saiyan on Japan. I wish Joe was here for this. Josh, are you still in the chat? I need somebody to appreciate these jokes.
That's fantastic. So there's the EF scale because like tornadoes don't go to past EFs or past F6.
Gotcha.
However,
Thanks, Sexy Bigfoot.
there is talk now of a new scaling system because we
Ooh.
found out that different structures behave differently with the wind. So it's not exactly a good indicator if, like, you know, one house gets torn down and the other one's built a little differently.
Sure.
It's not a good scale.
Is it is it like a Midwest scale called the OPE scale?
The OPE scale?
Yeah, like tornado hits you
or
like
scale.
Oh,
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 oh, better get down.
oh,
Better get inside.
oh gosh.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Oh, that's a bad one.
oh, sorry.
The O scale. Oh God. What does the F? in
Vegeta.
F minus mean? Vegeta. Yeah. Who is a Japanese scientist?
Like on Dragon
F
Balls.
minus. Wait, what does the F and F minus mean?
F2, F3. Yeah, Vegeta 2, Vegeta 3.
Yeah. It's an indication of wind speed. That's where. I gotcha. So it goes from F0, which I believe starts at 60, and that's tornado on the ground, but only 60-mile-an-hour winds. Nothing. And then goes to F12, which was the center of the atomic blast.
Wow.
Tornadoes do not get that strong.
And he
Really,
said
planets don't get that strong.
F.
Yeah. But yeah, and I wonder if, because this really bad tornado, I think only did like F3 or EF3. So I think they're putting in talks for changing the scale now. So you don't know what the F means. I do know what the F means.
What is it? Wait, it's the wind speed. The F stands for Vegeta or Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But so
I don't know. Mike does.
We had Saturday. We had from Wichita to San Antonio was one line of storms. Last time I saw, there were 38 tornadoes, and
Whoa.
27 of them touched down in Oklahoma.
Jeez.
So that was nuts. I was up with that one. Sulphur, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I saw that on the news.
Yeah, downtown Sulphur, Oklahoma got hit. Luckily, it's an old downtown, and it was 3 a.m., so nobody was out.
Yeah. And it needed to be updated anyway.
Yeah, now it's getting a big update. So thoughts and prayers go out to them.
For sure.
And then I haven't seen what happened in Ada, Oklahoma, but I was watching the news. They were talking about, what was happening. And then they're like, let's get a bigger picture of this. And I just look at Ada, and I swear there's like 5 tornado warnings all in a line just going over Ada like the whole night. And I'm like, what happened? I haven't heard anything because Sulphur took over the news.
I don't think I could be a weatherman. With these town names, man, I'd be like, Ada better take cover or something. I'd try to make a joke out of it, and people would be like, just report the news,
Oh, man. Yeah, Sulphur. Like, Soul, get the heck out of there. Yeah, and then we had just a torrential downpour out of nowhere Sunday.
Nice.
It was kind of funny.
Little flash floodage.
Hail here.
Ooh, hail.
Oh my gosh, we have floods plenty going around. It's not as bad as when was that, like 2019 when you were on the road? It's not that bad, but it's
when the batfish floated again.
Yeah, the second
sailed again.
The second voyage of the batfish.
Yeah. They need to make a movie about that.
Yeah. Dude, I want to. I want to. I have a whole screenplay ready for that. But yeah, it was a lot of tornadoes coming down, and it was funny. Justin's girlfriend doesn't know anything about tornadoes.
Where's she from?
So, let's see, Maryland originally. Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
What's she doing in Oklahoma?
I don't know. I
Finding
thank God she
J-Bob.
is though.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of funny. She was just all going over her head.
Yeah.
But because Justin, Kevin, and I were talking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far all I know is that there were 2 deaths in Oklahoma. Real sad about that, but with
For sure.
that many tornadoes, it's kind of a miracle.
Could have been way worse. I saw a video
Yeah.
of these dudes in a train, and the tornado passed right over top of them.
Daggum.
They were in like the engine of the train, and it like busted out the windows, but they were fine.
Oh, that's good.
Because obviously the train's just so heavy. But he's like
Dang.
recording out the window, and it like gets on top of the train pretty much, and then you like see him like under the dashboard of the train.
Oh dang.
And then like you see afterwards, and all the windows are safety glass, and you know how safety glass like spider webs, and you can't really see out of it. And so like all of the windows are almost like that, and like he tries to open one of the windows and like look out, and it's just like all the trees that were there completely flat.
Jeez.
Just it was
my
crazy.
That's nuts. Bro, did you see
but-
the 18-wheeler get blown over in front of the storm chaser? And they're, going, it was a 1-lane highway, and they're just going, and an 18-wheeler gets blown over as it's coming towards them, and they swerve off the road.
Oh my goodness.
Made it to safety. But it was the wind, tornadoes in the background. It's pretty far away, but it was just the sheer wind that knocked it over.
Yeah.
Terrifying, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah. Naders, listen, being from Oklahoma, I ain't scared of no nader, but
Right.
they are scary.
They are. Yeah.
It's
They're
like
not to be trifled with.
It's like sharks. I love looking at them from behind glass or like from a distance. But you get you get right next to a shark. It's a little different. It's a different story.
Right. You're in the open ocean.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's not as fun.
Yeah. You see it take away a house. Sharknado. It's not. It's not the wind that's scary. It's the wind. It's what the wind's blowing. Yeah. It's
sharks.
it's the house NATO that's happening where friggin' fences and bicycles and friggin' people are flying around. Reminds me of
I hate tornadoes.
what's that movie? Cows. Yeah. Why'd I say crows? What's that movie?
Twister?
Nope.
What's happening?
The Wizard of Oz.
Tornado? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if I've said this before, but I will harp on it. That is one of the best representation of tornadoes I've ever seen.
Twister.
Wizard of Oz. The special effects for that are insane. Insane.
Yeah. The part
and
where the
Twister's
witch
got
is
some terrible
riding on the
science in it.
bicycle really got me.
Right. I've seen that in real life. No, just the long distance shots. I should
Just
say.
like the gypsy woman's head.
Yeah. Let's see. Sexy Bigfoot mentioned. He said, speaking of movie.
Oh yes, the movie. We watched the Zoolander.
Yes.
The first one. And this movie was produced in 2001, I believe.
Mhm.
With
2001.
what was it? I
Ben
sneezed.
Stiller?
Oh, Zoolander. With Ben Stiller, Will Ferrell, Owen Wilson, and other people that I don't know, but they're famous. I watched it, and man, I do not know what it is, but like early 2000s, late 90s R&R, late 90s comedy movies, man. I don't know what it is, but they just do not hit for me. Like there was a couple funny parts, and usually like Will Ferrell stuff I like, And there was a couple funny parts, but I don't know. It just like it just wasn't all that great to me. I don't know.
Did you watch it by yourself?
Yeah, kind of.
Gotcha. You're too young. That's interesting.
No, Anchorman's
we're
funny.
talking about
Zoolander.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just there's also
Interesting.
not even the gasoline. I did laugh at the gasoline fight. That was funny.
Okay, good.
I said,
Yeah.
oh no, and I called it. Maggie was watching at that point. And I said, they're gonna blow up. I like as soon as I saw him pull that thing out and start spraying everybody down, I was like, those 3 guys are dead. So, and then his little like hop back was funny. Like there were funny parts in the movie. Like don't get me wrong, it's a very quotable, very memeable movie. But like I thought it was funny in memes. You know, like I think it's funnier in the context of memes than it is in the movie. I don't know.
It's funnier without context.
Yeah, without context, it's way funnier. Also, Ben Stiller's accent that he played the entire movie drove me crazy, bro. I hated it. I hated it. I was like, bro, I cannot stand listening to this for another second.
Yeah.
It was just like, golly, like why didn't you just talk normal or like pick a better accent? Or
I think he was trying to be annoying.
Impossibly, you know, I thought honestly, when it first started, I thought he was gonna like drop the act per se, and like stop with the accent, and it was like no. I was like, gosh dang it. And honestly, I can see where they were probably in like the writer's room or whatever. They're looking at their lines, and he just starts doing that voice, and it was probably really funny. But it's like I feel like that's like you had to been there type of thing.
Well, I mean,
it was driving me nuts though.
Yeah,
couldn't take it.
I want to say he was doing kind of a what's the word for it? Like high society model voice that was pretty prevalent during the time.
Sure.
'Cause I think I put it in my notes that like I'm pretty sure this movie killed like this model as a celebrity. But yeah, that was a like they talked like that.
They're making fun of the models. Okay, so that makes more sense.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he killed the accent because like, they realized how stupid it was.
Yeah, they're like, all right, these people aren't famous anymore. We're not giving them fame. What was I going to say? There was another part that was funny. Oh, go ahead.
Did you? One of my favorite parts is them talking about how models are responsible. Spoiler: models are responsible for like all the assassinations ever, and it just like goes back and shows like just little snippets of the assassinations. That's one of my favorite parts.
Yeah. That part was funny. When they're in when they are in the cemetery getting shot at, and he's like, every time, and she's like, get a hold of yourself. That was kind of funny.
Right.
But the shoot, I was gonna say something and then I didn't say it, and then I forgot about it again. No, it's all good. Anyway, it'll come back to me. What did you think of the movie?
So I saw this movie when I was in Boy Scouts. One of the Boy Scouts had a TV in his car. Ooh. So we got to see this movie, and watching it with them was so much fun. At the time, I was really into David Bowie, so him having a cameo, I freaked out. I was like, oh, he's so cool.
There was a lot of cameos in this movie.
Oh my gosh, so many cameos. And like almost none of them are relevant.
Yeah. It's like, wait, why did they put I wonder if they just are like, hey, do you want to be in a movie for like, we're not going to pay you, but do you just want to like have 30 seconds on screen? Not even 30 seconds. You want 5 seconds on screen?
Man. Yeah.
I did think that it was funny. Like all of his faces were the same, right?
Oh, yeah,
And then he pulls off the last one, the Magnum one, and it's the same face, and you're just like,
Oh man,
dang,
dude.
but he turned left.
Oh yeah, right. I also realized with when I was like reviewing this, I was like, oh yeah. Also, he has magic powers.
Yeah.
Like, that gotta, it's a gag. But I'm like, talking about it, I'm like, okay, so the story ends, but he has a magical power to stop throwing knives because he's so attractive.
Yeah, he stopped the throwing knife dead in his tracks with the sheer Magnum
Beauty.
look. Yeah, blue steel. When Will Ferrell's like
dude.
naming all of his things, has nobody noticed this? It's been driving me up a wall.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
But yeah, I mean, this movie was decent. I'm not gonna say it like it didn't have me like dying laughing. I chuckled a couple times. It was okay. I don't think that if I had never seen this movie for the rest of my life that I would have really missed a whole lot.
Well, especially with the memes.
Yeah, I mean, I knew what I needed to know.
Yeah.
I think maybe the thing about early 2000s, late 90s comedy movies is that when a character is acting dumb on purpose and it's like so obvious that it's like they're trying so hard to make this person stupid, that it loses a little bit of its like...
It's like unreal. It's cartoonish.
It kind of loses a little bit of its thing. I have seen Happy Gilmore. It loses a little bit of its like thing. Also, the first Ben Stiller movie that I ever saw, I think, was Night at the Museum. So he was like competent and then you see him in Zoolander and you're like, this, like, it's like, this is like he's playing a character and he's playing it well, but it's like I don't know if I can get on board with like the overly stupid like thing. I don't you know what I mean?
Simple Jack.
Yeah.
I watching this. He's very versatile with this.
He was funny in Tropic Thunder. I thought that was a great movie.
Yeah.
Those are the.
Tropic
See,
Thunder.
maybe what kind of comedy is that? Because that's a funny movie.
That's a good question because I feel like there must have been some sort of shift in like movie making.
Yeah.
Because we've shifted out of it again, where like a lot of movies nowadays, a lot of comedy movies, aren't really that great. So there was a weird. I might have to think about that because there's a weird like time where there was something about it that I would say it was like a lot of it must have been like they weren't afraid of saying something as long as it was funny.
They weren't necessarily PC.
Yeah, but they weren't like mean, but they weren't PC. And so now it's kind of, there's a lot of Jeez Louise, like... I
mean, like, how can you be... I'm a dude dressed as a dude disguised as another dude. Like, that's just... Like, that's fun.
That can't be made today.
That can't be made today. And, it's just like... And that movie is stupid. Yeah, and that movie's stupid. Which is what, like, it's what I don't understand is because, like, Zoolander, stupid movie, right? And in the terms of, like... It's dumb comedy. It's like it's very like silly. And then Tropic Thunder is the same thing, but Tropic Thunder, in my opinion, is just way funnier. And maybe it's because for Tropic Thunder, it's like they're being serious, and then they say something funny. Like when Robert Downey Jr. is like, "Suck my unit." And it's like, that's funny, but he wasn't acting like an idiot and then saying something funny. I don't know.
There's also that's the difference between like what is it, a gag and a joke, and it's like the difference between like good writing and then just something that happens that's
Yeah.
funny. If it, I don't want to say, yeah, I'm gonna say if it's like not earned, it's not as funny. But like it's way funnier when it's like, oh, that character would say that, and that's why it's funny.
Sure.
But also like there's a level of like competence to, like, because all the people in Tropic Thunder are like kind of buffoons, but they're competent at something.
Right.
Whereas like, well, I guess you could say that with Zoolander too. But like Meet the Parents, it's like, why would anyone make that decision?
Right.
Like, sure, it's gonna be funny, but why would somebody make that decision? Yes, he was Sexy Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You know, like trying
you're
to
right, for sure.
switch out the cat and Meet the Parents. It's
Like
like
nobody would consciously do that and think it's a good idea.
nobody would do this. Yeah. And then he did some other stuff, like in Meet the Fockers, he was like fine, and then I can't remember what it was, but it was the same thing. It's like, why would you ever consider that as an option?
Right.
And it's just for the joke.
It just goes so far. I mean, she's not wrong, but like it just goes so like
a character shouldn't.
Maybe it's the immersion of it all, because like he's a nurse, right? He's obviously a smart person. He gave birth he didn't give birth. He delivered a child in the first like 30 seconds of the movie. Yeah. And it's like, how can you be that smart, but then like try to do something that stupid, you know?
Yeah.
It just doesn't, maybe it just,
the suspension of disbelief is gone.
It's not believable.
Yeah. I don't know, man. And I also want to say the like, seem to remember somebody talking about like the price of movies, or price of comedy in movies. Yeah. Like doesn't really, you can't pour money into a movie to make it funnier. Right. You kind of have to have the right people doing the right things, and like
and you can't even, sometimes you can't even write comedy. Like for one of the funniest, and people might not think this is funny, but I think this is one of the funniest movies I've seen, is Night at the Museum 2.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of that movie was all improv. It was just funny people being funny. And it wasn't like written. Yeah, it's like it's Brandon, what's his name? It's not his real name, but it's that part when he's at the Smithsonian, and he goes to look at like the thing, and he's about to touch a display, and he's like, "Hey, don't touch that." Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Oh, I wasn't gonna." He's like, "You weren't gonna what? You weren't gonna." And that whole scene is all improv, and it's one of the funniest. He's like, "Don't touch me," and he's like, "I'll touch you if I want to." And it's like all of this chemistry between the two actors. And he's like, "I'm going to rent a camper and drive across America with my flashlight on your chest." And it was just like so. It was so like, it was dumb funny, but it was so like naturally funny.
Natural.
Yeah. It wasn't forced.
So
is that Disney? Night at the Museum? I don't know. Was Night at the Museum Disney?
I don't know.
Somebody Google that.
Brothers.
Wholesome. Yeah.
Also, I think you bring up an interesting point, because Night at the Museum 2, if it did allow for a bunch of improv, so did what is it called? Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if, because improv is like you just spit lines and then in post you pick the ones that make the most sense, and so maybe there's something there with like the maybe that is the thing. It's not as much about the actors as it is about not as much about the writers as it is about the actors.
I think it is. I think it's the ability of the actors to just be funny, and like the freedom for them to just do that. I'm gonna try and look up this clip because I want to watch it.
Yeah, thanks, Heather. I didn't know that was Disney. I love the
Night at the Museum is on Disney.
Yeah, yeah. Disney Plus.
But yeah, Night at the Museum
Love me some.
1 and 2 are very, very funny.
Have you seen the third one?
There's a third one?
I think so. I don't know. I might have been saying something wrong, but I thought there was a third one. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, I like that one.
Aha. Okay.
Seldom milk.
I need a Night at the Museum shoot. Oh, National Treasure crossover.
All right. I don't know how. Chat. We're gonna try something new. I'm gonna put the screen on the bottom of this screen. Tell us if it's too hard to see. I'll make it a little bit bigger.
No.
I want to go full screen, but not full screen. Ah. I'll just put it right here.
Oh, very nice.
Okay. This is the. Can you see it, Mike?
I cannot.
Oh, because you're not watching the. This is one of. This is my kind of humor, I guess.
What the heck? Oh.
What are you doing? No touching.
No, I wasn't gonna touch it.
You're moving in with
Very
some
nice.
ITT, bro.
ITT?
It's intent to touch, homie.
I wasn't. You're not allowed to
You
go
That's
Is it?
intent to touch.
All right. Sorry.
Put your hand on and touch it. Because I stand there and I wait all day for a little girl like you to come in and put her precious nail-polished nails all over the exhibit.
You know, I'm sorry. Last time I checked, I thought we lived in a free country. So,
No, we don't.
no.
It's the United States of don't touch that thing right in front of you.
I just want to. I'm allowed to look at it here, okay?
You see what happens when you touch it?
Oh, so you're threatening me? You're threatening me, Brandon?
Brandon? It's Brandon.
Excuse me?
Brundon.
Brandon.
Brundon.
Barundin is what they run out of use on your nameplate maker.
I don't know. Did they run out of jokes at the interesting joke store that you shop at?
Sorry, it just says looks like Brandon. But
I'm not here to be your speech therapist. It's Brundon.
Brundon. Okay.
You never heard of the name before?
Brundon? No.
Look up most popular baby names in 1984. Brundon.
Okay. Are you threatening me, Brundon?
I don't know, Princess Jasmine, am I?
Oh wow, Luna Beam 9 volt.
Yeah.
Wonderful piece of hardware, huh?
That's her title.
Sweet,
Luna Beam
that's
9.
great. Well, I prefer the Maglite LED myself, but you know, that's just me.
Do me a huge favor.
What?
Shove your hands into your pockets. Put your attitude way down. And also, be nice to people.
Great. But can I just ask you one thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to be clear, so I can't do this, right?
Okay. That's actually crazy. Did you just make a decision to possibly end
What?
your life earlier than you were expecting? I'm gonna hit you with a flashlight.
Oh, now you are threatening
I
me.
think.
Okay.
Do not touch it.
Don't touch
do
me.
Do not touch it.
Don't touch me.
Do not
Don't touch me.
I'll touch you with my flashlight all day.
No,
I
the
will
flashlight
literally.
is meant to illuminate.
I will literally rent a camper and we will drive across America with my
I will
flashlight
literally.
on my chest.
I will literally.
Don't do
Don't
what?
do that.
Want to see what happens when I do it one more time?
Let's see what happens.
Watch you do nothing. Let's watch you do nothing when I do this.
Seriously, Brandon, you do. Brandon, you do not know who you're dealing with. You think you know what it means to be a guard? Huh? Trust me, you don't know the meaning of the word. I've seen things that you could not imagine. What kind of stuff? I'm not gonna tell you. But you're gonna drop the flashlight.
The way you said it just sounded like you were gonna say something cool.
Yeah, well, you don't get to hear it. Drop the flashlight. Cool.
That's actually pretty cool what you just did.
Thank you. No hard feelings. Right. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, it's my fault. I
No,
touched.
it takes two opposing forces to cause friction.
You're just doing your job. All right? Take it easy, man.
Yeah, I can't turn it up any louder.
Yeah. That guy's.
But anyway, personally, I think when they let two people just do their job and be funny, you know,
Yeah.
and just go to town and like that whole, like I said, that I watched back when DVDs were a big thing. I watched the bonus features and they're like, yeah, this whole scene was ad lib. Like this was all
that's
improv.
fantastic.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's funny. That's what makes funny to me. But yeah, it's like I will literally rent a camper and put my flashlight on your chest.
Yeah. Man.
But yeah, I don't know. So all that to say, I don't
Yeah,
know what's
I'm
happening
gonna-
with movies these days, or back
yeah,
in the
because
day.
they're doing.
There's just certain movies that
Even
just don't
now.
hit it, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even now, they're doing like they are doing improv, so it's not just that. Might have to look into that.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
deep thinker. You can do some
Well,
research and come back and tell me what's up.
I'm kind of wondering if, because we're talking about like, Tropic Thunder, and we're like, oh, this is so good, and then I can't think of any other ones that came out that year.
Yeah.
But maybe just average like good movies are still, they're still coming out. It's just like they're crappy movies are being hyped as being good,
Yeah,
so we don't notice it.
sure.
We have to sit through, the old new Ghostbusters. And yeah, but I don't know.
There's movies that like I'll see commercials for stuff like that, and I'm like, there is negative want to see that movie. Like
Yeah,
I have zero
right.
desire to go see a movie like that.
No, I get
Yeah,
that, for sure.
I feel like especially nowadays, comedy movies they try to make movies funny, but they are so concerned about being politically correct, and then also pushing some kind of agenda that nobody really wants to know about.
Sure.
And it's like, just make just be funny. Like don't come with an agenda. Don't like try to. I don't know. There's something about it, and it's like it makes it not funny. Like that joke might have been funny, but the undertoned like weirdness that you brought to it because you wanted to make a point, or like, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
it just is. It
Man,
just is.
I can't
not
remember
good.
the last. What was like the last big comedy movie? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
or just like explicitly just a comedy.
Just a comedy.
Yeah. Because they have
I have
that.
no idea.
So, first thing that popped in my head was like the newest Ghostbusters movie, which actually looks pretty interesting, but it wasn't like it has comedy roots, but it's an action adventure movie. You know what I mean? Things
Yeah.
are always such nowadays. And I think a lot of big movies. So whenever you have like writing by committee with humor, it doesn't really do well. And because it hasn't done well, in the last 5 years,
Yeah.
they're producing less of it.
Sure.
So you kind of have, I don't know, a weird situation where nothing's getting made
Yeah.
just for
I
being
wonder.
a comedy movie.
I wonder if there'll be like a tide switch where there'll be a new, because like there are faces of comedy, right? There are like, when you think of comedy, you think of certain people.
Yeah.
I wonder if there'll be like a new director or a new producer that comes up with a movie and then finds like a new person to be this funny guy, and they make like a new banger, and it changes the way comedy works. You know what I mean? Like if you look at
movies.
right in movies, like if you look at these movies throughout the years, you end up seeing like a change in comedy, or like what was funny in 2001 that isn't what is funny in 2010, and it's not what's
Right.
funny in 2020, and and it changes all of these years. And I wonder what the next, like if there'll be a surge of comedy
It's kind of it's shaping up to be like that, where like there's a hole that needs to be filled that comedy itches, but nobody. Wait a minute, that's a weird euphemism. But there's a lack of something being produced when it comes to like comedy movies. You also have to remember, I think a big reason why like big comedy movies aren't really being made is because to an extent comedy is subjective.
Yeah.
And there's movies like what's it called, Tropic Thunder. Like I'm pretty sure half of my family thinks that's the like most vulgar movie ever made, and I'm like, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And so you have half of your audience not going because of the type of comedy that it is.
Right. And you're so right, because there's not really other genres of movies per se romance. There's really like one kind of romance, right?
Right.
There's
We're talking about something that, yep.
There's not a wide variety of different romance, right? There can change the story a little bit. We're not talking like all romance is Hallmark Channel stuff, but for the most part, it's all the same. You kind of know what you're gonna get when you go see a romance movie. When you go to see like a science fiction movie, you kind of know what you're gonna get. When you go and see a comedy movie, it's so open-ended. It's like, what, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's gonna be funny. To me, it might, because I mean, this, like you said, comedy is really subjective. A TikTok that makes me die laughing, and I go, this TikTok's so funny, and then I point it at you, and you're like, what? You're like, it's not funny. Or like a movie per se, like when Maggie showed me Dumb and Dumber, she was like, this movie's so funny, right? And then I watch it and it wasn't really that funny for me. And it's like, it's such a wide spectrum of audience and target, and like I don't think anybody could come to an agreement with what the funniest movie is.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like they could come together in agreement of like, this is the best romance movie.
Right. And we're touching on a subject that is like comedy. I've heard this spoken a few different times from different comedians, but there's genres of comedy and it's just under the umbrella of comedy.
Yeah.
So I find horror to be hilarious. Yeah, exactly. There you go. And
I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, so it's we need more genres in comedy. And the way I heard of it was somebody was releasing a stand-up special, and you can even stand-up special is different from comedy movies, right? But it doesn't pertain to anything that's being talked about. You know what I mean? So it needs to be, we need genres for comedy, but even man, it'd be like, I'm thinking it's like, if you liked this, okay, so what would you have as the genres of comedy? Would you have like,
I think you'd have
silly?
to have like dark humor.
Yeah.
You'd have to have like slapstick. I guess that's already a genre. Slapstick, where it's just like very like, and maybe that's just like the comedy of the centuries. It's like slapstick comedy was a huge thing, like Abbott and Costello and like these guys but those guys were funny. I don't know, but those like maybe what other kinds of comedy could you have? I don't know. We used to call stuff stupid movies, like Stupid Movie Night. We would watch, and it's just the dumbest movie you can think of, like stupid comedy.
Like Sexy Bigfoot's like horror movies are hilarious to him. Like, dry comedy. Yeah.
Dry comedy. There you go.
Yeah.
Wet comedy.
But even then, it's like, it's not necessarily, it's not about the like situation, because all these are like types of getting the funny out, but it's
Yeah.
not about the subject of what's like funny,
Sure.
which is kind of what's because you can have slapstick and it'd be different from raunchy, but if it's side slappers, if it's I'm not sure where I'm going with that.
Yeah, no, I think I'm smelling what you're stepping in. It's like comedy has so many levels to it.
Yeah,
It can't
it's
be.
kind of hard to.
It's hard to like quantify comedy.
Yeah.
Um,
And then, like you said, you know, some way somebody says something is funny to one person and not funny to the other.
right. But then
So
I think
it's-
I think at the very root of it, there is a baseline of like everyone's gonna pretty much laugh at this joke unless you're just like there is a line of funny that everybody can get on board with unless your ability. There are people that just don't find anything funny. They're like, they don't laugh. They're a Karen. They're a whatever you want to call them, and they're below the line of funny. Right? There is not something that and the things that they find funny are not funny to anybody else really. But for the most part, there's a baseline of funny, and if like delivery, context, I guess maybe like shock and awe are like ingredients to make something funny, right?
Yeah. Well,
Because you could say,
sorry.
yeah, no, I was just gonna finish this thought. You could say something really quick and it not be funny, but then the timing and the pacing of what you say different, the
Right.
same words just differently could be hilarious.
Yeah. And I think that touches on
Excuse me.
what do you call it? Like the writing of
Yeah.
comedy, because like I don't care. There's a good writing in comedy where it's like I don't care if you agree with anything. I don't care if I agree with anything the guy said. If the structure is really good and it
Yeah.
was subversive of the punchline, it's well done. Like
Sure.
even if it's at that very minimal, even if I don't like the delivery or the timing, it's like okay, the core of the joke is solid. You just have to work on that. And then but that's easier with stand-up comedy as opposed to movie comedy.
Movie comedy is, and maybe
Very
we've had
different.
so much stand-up comedy. Maybe stand-up comedy's kind of made movie comedy not as funny
Right.
because it's a different
And
pacing.
that might be a thing, because it's like you can have this movie that has to be a good like story,
Yeah.
3-act structure, and because of that you aren't going to have as good of like you're not going to have as good comedy as you would with just stand up. So it's like why even go
Yeah.
if you can just find a stand up comedian that you like,
Yeah.
because I don't care how good the movie is or how funny the movie is. I think the funniest movie I've ever seen comes up in like maybe the top, I don't know, top 70% of a comedy special, you
Yeah.
know? And it has to be like crazy funny.
Mm-hmm.
Because with the movies, the setups can be, and that movie is Doom. No.
The Mummy.
Whoa! What is it? Yeah, no. And then there's a whole nother thing is the dumb funny is like the people you're watching it with can
Yeah.
make or break that.
That's true.
Yeah. And like you've said in the past, it's like it matters what kind of headspace you're in.
Sure.
So much stuff. Man, like honestly, it would not be fun to make a comedy movie unless you were just making it for yourself and your friends.
Yeah. So we
know?
haven't rated Zoolander yet. What would
Oh,
you give Zoolander?
I like Zoolander. So I'm gonna say like 7.75.
Yeah.
7.5. The story is just wacky. So that
Sure.
kind of the fact that he's like a wizard essentially
Yeah.
is, but I think it is funny for me. What about you?
I'll probably give it like a 6.8.
Okay.
It wasn't terrible. I see the comedy in it. I see the funny in it. But it, like I said, it just didn't hit for me.
Sure. Interesting.
Are we planning on doing?
That's fine.
Quick question: are we planning on doing after party? Are you
I'm
down for that?
I'm very down. I'm very
Okay,
down.
we are at our 1 hour 30-minute
Oh.
mark. If we want to do that, we're gonna jump on it quick.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, sexy Bigfoot. Next week is cats.
Next week is cats. Is there anything else you want to wrap up before we head over to there?
Thank you all for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
Love you, mean it. Cats as a cat. Fantastic. I have bought things too, Maggie. Yeah, let's go, Justin.
hooray! Happy birthday!
Thank you.
It's okay, Reg.
Reggie. God dang. Oh man.
Yeah, cats
Feels
next
birthday,
week.
yeah.
We're gonna have makeup. Get your biddies warmed up because
Because Justin really needs it for this one.
I need the morale boost.
Bro, we might have to find out a way to watch it together because that one's gonna be the hard one to get through.
That's gonna be rough. It's gonna be so rough. I can't.
Oh my gosh.
I can't.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you all so much.
We're the guys you trust with the drink. Happy birthday to Mr. Mike.
Thank you.
Send him a heartfelt message. Mike, drop the Venmo. I'm just kidding. Actually, do it. But before we go, I have to tell you guys something.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. On my way home from work today, I hear like the Cash App, or like the Venmo, like shping, like it makes like a noise when you get a notification that someone gave you money. And I was like, that's weird. Like maybe like my mom. Sometimes when because we share an Amazon account, maybe she used my card or something and bought something. She's just giving me money back for it. And so I look, and it's a name that I don't know. And it says, has given you $1,000. And then in parentheses, it says fun. And I was like,
Whoa.
huh? Yes.
really?
Yes,
That's
effing
insane.
way. And so I'm like, and it's some lady's name, and I don't know who it is. I asked my mom, I was like, do you know this person? I was like, maybe they're sending me money for like the wedding or like, you know, I don't know. But I have $1,000 in my Venmo account from this random person that I don't know. They haven't reached out to me to say, hey, we accidentally gave you the money on accident. So I don't know.
Dude, that's awesome.
I got $1,000 today.
Wow.
So
That's interesting.
yeah, I was like, huh?
That's crazy.
My mom's like, maybe they did it on accident. I was like, I don't
It was
know. I mean,
Venmo?
God's good all the time, you know?
Right?
What?
It was Venmo?
Venmo. I got Venmo to $1,000.
That's crazy.
And it's not like I was like, this is a scam. And I was like, oh wait, it's
Right.
not a scam because I have $1,000 in my Venmo account. Like I
Right.
could
They
take
didn't
my
ask for
Venmo
it.
card and I could just go start spending money.
Huh. Well, that's awesome.
So
If
that's crazy.
that's-
Forgot about
wow.
that.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
I've never gotten that. Me neither until today. It's been crazy. However, what are we playing?
I'm dying for some Helldivers, but if you have something,
Helldivers. Let's
yeah.
do it. It's Mike's birthday. Mike gets to pick. We're going Helldivers for democracy for Mike's birthday. Yeah, I forgot to say that I've sent this lady feet pics.
Oh, okay, then it's legal.
Yeah, it was actually like I had forgotten that I sent them like a long time ago, and she just now paid me. But yeah, if you're trying to send money to a Justin Sheely and it says Justin the real Sheely on Venmo, that's me, not whatever Justin Sheely you're trying to send that to.
Right.
Yes, OnlyFans
That's
is finally
crazy.
paying off. You know, it was weird too because I sent her my feet in my shoes. Like it was a covered pic, you know, like it was just my shoes.
It's very sensual.
Anyway, I'm Justin. This is Mike. We're the guys you trust to drink. Thanks for watching. Love you, mean it. Stay hydrated. Stay hammered. Stay healthy. We'll see you next time. Peace. Happy birthday, Mike.
Thank you, man.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.